shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Now, here is Irving. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
Hey, I like creativity and a circus finish as much as anybody. But you better be sure you got a chance to make it.
The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the game.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
First one falls for him. A different look for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Waiters comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Andre Robertson in for Russell Westbrook. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
The Thunder leading by 6.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
From deep, James, no good. And Cleveland will come the other way. Shumpert with it. And Robertson pulls it down.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Here's Robertson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Feeds to Waiters. Shoots. Good, and the assist goes to James.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
Here's LeBron. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Thunder lead by 10. And the second quarter will be on the way. And, of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's not just about the numbers, but his tremendous, tremendous leadership.
I put all the pressure on me to be better.
Well, that there is straight talk from a man who does not pretend. LeBron James with a textbook example how to take responsibility and lead.
And Kevin, that's why he is the king. He doesn't say, hey, I'm just one of the 5 guys. No, he knows who he is and what he has to do. Bottom line, he's the man. Climb on my shoulders, and I'm going to take you to the promised land.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
So on the floor for Cleveland, they've got him on Shumpert. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Kevin Love, and it's Fry in at the pivot, manning the middle. Cleveland shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Smith comes in for Shumpert.
You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way.
Smith with a wide open look. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. They've led by as much as 10. And Adams kicks to James. From the wing. Count the bucket. James has got 8 points.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Irving attacking. Dishes to Love. Wide open look. Connects. The jumper drops.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
And a wide open look for James. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist. Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Good point, Clark. They're starting to make some shots, looking to try and get back in this one. And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And that one's good. And it's 6 points for Kevin Love. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Durant, the pass to Adams. Good D from Love.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Durant with it. Now Smith defending. Durant, that's good.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
We know Oklahoma City has the stars, the big names, the offensive flair. But, you know, Greg, this team, and you appreciate this, is a very tough defensive group.
Yeah, I think they've matured in that area. In the past, that wasn't always true. But last year, the Thunder really hung their hat on their defense. Top 10 in opponents' field goal percentage.
You know, when you look at the Thunder and their defense, it starts with the length they have on the perimeter. It also helps to have rim protectors backing them up on any drive.
And a final note on the Thunder defense. A lot of it is a mentality. They have guys that aren't scared to challenge shots, and they're a solid group that knows how to play tough team defense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Mozgov, he's checked in for Love. And it's LeBron in for Matthew Dellavedova. Here's Adams, and the rejection by Smith. And now the fast break, Irving with the ball.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch, and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold, the way that guy gets to the rim.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Cleveland's head coach was saying to his team. He said their plan was run their offense through LeBron. Coach detailed the ways to ensure he's the one in charge out there, with the ball in his hands and the rest of the players falling in line behind him. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
The Thunder leading by 6. And here's Westbrook. James right side. Clock at 4. Ibaka. This is to Durant. Releases from 15. That doesn't go either for Durant.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And that one's good. Shumpert.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And James gets it to go on the assist by Westbrook. And that's 15 points for James.
Westbrook.
James up top, defended by Durant, but they get it back. The kick out to Irving. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. And that concludes the first half.
Oh,
Well, Kevin,
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie. From the get-go, it was Oklahoma City who came out strong. They put together some nice offensive stretches. And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the...
Here we go now, the start of the 3rd quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Durant the 3 and Ibaka the 4. Russell Westbrook out there with Jay, and it's Adams in at the 5. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs, swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Down low, here's LeBron. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 5th assist in this one. Durant kicks to Westbrook, stolen by Thompson. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Irving with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Now the pass to Love. Off target from outside.
No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's James. No good.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Irving passes to Smith, and it's Durant with the rebound. Durant's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And for the Cavs last season, their toughest test would be in the finals against the Warriors. Like every other team, they just couldn't handle the Warriors for a full series. A great run to the finals, and surely they'll want to return there this season.
The shot's good from Irving.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
James outside. Inside. Ibaka. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas. And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers.